Swedish with Joanna, a podcast for beginners. Hello everyone and welcome back to the podcast. I hope you're doing well. Jag hoppas att ni mår bra idag. Before we start today's episode, I want to share a small update with you. Since I launched this podcast in October, I've been releasing 5 episodes a week. And while I really enjoyed it, I've realized that this pace isn't sustainable for me long term. Recording and preparing episodes takes time, and if I keep pushing at the same speed, I know I'll eventually burn out. So starting now, from February, I'll be releasing 3 episodes a week instead of 5. New episode will come out on Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays. It's a very small adjustment, but it allows me to keep making episodes consistently and to keep enjoying the process while I'm doing it. And I hope you'll be okay with this new schedule, and I really appreciate you listening. Now, let's get into today's episode. Today's episode is a direct continuation of the previous one where we talked about short answers in Swedish. Today, we're going to focus on one very common expression. It depends. Det beror på. Because in Swedish there are several ways to express this idea, and they're not all used in the same situation. It depends, in Swedish, det beror på, is one of those expressions you hear all the time. We use it when there's no simple yes or no, the situation matters, the context changes the answer. Swedish works the same way, but with a bit more variation. So the most basic and most common expression is it depends. Det beror på. Det beror på. Det beror på. This is neutral and works in almost all situations. Important to remember, when you say det beror på, you're expected to continue and explain your reasoning. Another common way to say it depends is det är olika. It varies in English. Det är olika. Det är olika. This is often used when the answer changes from case to case or there is no single rule. It sounds natural and slightly more descriptive. A slightly more formal option is det kan variera. It can vary in English. Det kan variera. Det kan variera. Det kan variera. You'll often hear this in explanations, in more neutral or professional context, or when someone wants to sound objective. Sometimes Swedish speakers are very explicit. They say det beror på sammanhanget. Det beror på sammanhanget. It depends on the context. This is useful when the situation completely changes the meaning or context is more important than details. Another clear and common expression is det beror på situationen. Det beror på situationen. It depends on the situation. This is very conversational and easy to use. An important reminder, guys, all of these expressions have one thing in common. They are not final answers. They do not close the conversation. They signal to the listener that there is more to explain here. So, in Swedish conversation, if you use this type of short answers, you're expected to follow up and explain your reasoning. To summarize, common ways to say it depends in Swedish are det beror på. Det är olika. Det kan variera. Det beror på sammanhanget. Det beror på situationen. They all express uncertainty or nuance, but in slightly different ways. With that said, it's time to wrap up today's episode. Thank you so much for taking your time and joining me today. If you enjoy my work and want to support this podcast, you can always become a member on Patreon. On Patreon, you'll get access to all the transcripts and vocabulary lists for each episode. Thank you for listening today, and I'll see you in the next episode!